Have you been in decluttering mode and wondered if it's time to get rid of mementos from a previous part of your life? That could be anything from childhood trophies to sports equipment for a sport that you can no longer play. Stay tuned and learn a 6-card spread to help you determine how to let go of items that you no longer need. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Ellen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's video, we'll be using a 6-card spread to look at how you can make a decision. Specifically, this video is about letting go of some of my treasures, which are business books that I either love or recently purchased but are so far unread. I'm going to answer the question, should I donate my 400 business books to the library sale? I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. Let me share a little bit about my situation. Books have been a big part of my identity since I learned to read, and prior to some previous purging, I owned thousands of them. I currently have about 400 business books in my library. They were purchased when I was doing business coaching because I like to learn stuff. However, I stopped doing coaching at the end of 2022 when I shut down my business due to some medical issues. I hung onto the books because it seemed wasteful to get rid of them. And also many were new and unread. At one point, I considered making YouTube videos that were book reviews. I figured that would give me an incentive to read the books and also potentially get some Amazon affiliate commission if people chose to buy them. However, it's been 2 years since I shut down my business and I haven't cracked open a single one. Also, Amazon, for some unknown reason, decided to freeze my account a few years ago and won't let me post reviews of anything. I have tried several times to get this resolved with no luck. So my idea about reposting the YouTube book reviews on Amazon wasn't going to work. So this strategy to grow my YouTube channel and make affiliate income had a couple of big hurdles. But the truth is that I am now deep into tarot land and can't get excited about revisiting any of my business books. They are currently taking up a lot of space on my shelves that I would like to reclaim, and I no longer see business books fitting into my future. We have a wonderful local library that takes book donations. I know that they would be appreciated and that I would also get a good tax deduction. But I've still been hesitating. Until a few days ago when a thought popped into my head that said, it's time to get rid of your business books. So that's the subject of today's reading, and we'll see whether the tarot cards agree. To help me make this decision, I used a 6-card spread that breaks down the pros and cons of a decision that you are looking to make. And here's what is in each position. Card number 1 is the decision that you are contemplating. In my case, it's whether I should donate 400 business books to the library sale. Card number 2 represents the short-term pros. In other words, what are the immediate positive effects of donating my books to the library sale? Card number 3 represents the short-term cons. In other words, what are the immediate negative effects of donating my books to the library sale? Card number 4 represents the long-term pros. In other words, what are the long-term positive effects of donating my books to the library sale? Card number 5 represents the long-term cons. In other words, what are the long-term negative effects of donating my books to the library sale? Card number 6 is the overall outcome. In other words, what is the likely overall outcome of donating my books to the library sale? Let's start with card number 1, which is the decision that you are contemplating. In my case, should I donate my business books to the library sale? The card I pulled was the 3 of Pentacles reversed. I think the reason I struggled with this card was placement. The first card is about the decision I am contemplating, which in my case is whether I should donate 400 business books to the library sale. So the decision was clear. I felt that this card was supposed to give me some additional clarity on why the decision was so difficult for me. I have to admit that I had to do some thinking. In the upright position, the 3 of Pentacles is about craftsmanship and collaboration. We have a stonemason who is working on a church, and his work is being admired by the monk who works in the church and the benefactor who is paying for the work. The stonemason is standing on a bench and he occupies an esteemed position above the two other people. That's how I felt with my books. I felt powerful and knowledgeable because I knew that I would learn things from experts that I could use to help people. In the reverse position, the Three of Pentacles can show a situation where people don't value what you're doing, and that resonated. Giving away my books meant that I felt like I no longer had any status. Books were my tools, and being knowledgeable about my subject, in this case business, gave me a feeling of accomplishment. I felt like people appreciated what I had to say and knew I could provide value by reviewing books and helping people to apply the information to their business. In a reverse position, I no longer stood out above the two other people. I was below them. I felt like I had nothing to offer. Rather than being the talented craftsman using my tools to build a cathedral, I was low man on the totem pole who didn't have anything to offer. So this first card forced me to dig into why I found the decision to part with my books so difficult. And that's because my self-esteem was heavily linked to these books and my ability to help people apply the knowledge within them. In summary, donating my books meant that I was giving up my tools to help people grow their businesses and also my status as an important knowledge keeper. No wonder I struggled to make this decision. The second card is about the immediate positive effects of donating my books, and I got the Judgment card. Judgment represents a turning point and new beginnings. We see people rising from the dead and being called by Archangel Michael toward their highest purpose. This is an immensely positive card that tells me that getting rid of these books will be transformative and move me forward to the next stage of life. Bonus points because I'm being led there by an archangel. The people shown on this card were dead. You can't live a passionate life when you are dead. Yet on this card we see them being transformed and are being called back to life. And I think this is what donating my books will do for me. Much as I love the business coaching, that part of my life is over. It was done, whether or not I wanted it to be. Accepting that and donating books that I no longer need will enable me to wake up and transform my life. Honestly, I love this. The books have been untouched for almost 2 years, and it was only this week that I had the intuitive hit that it was time to get rid of them. That shows that I'm listening to my intuition and following what the universe is guiding me to do. So the immediate positive of donating my books is that it will be a transformational experience. It moves me towards what the angels are telling me is my calling in life, and that makes me very happy. The third card is about the immediate, short-term negative effects of my decision to donate my books, and I pulled the Knight of Cups reversed. In the upright position, Knights are all about taking action, and Cups are about relationships and love. So we have an action-oriented, romantic character that is often considered to be the knight in shining armor of the deck. However, in this reading, we see the Knight of Cups in a reversed position. It can represent a lack of direction and being unsure how to move forward. This resonates for me. Books have been a big part of my life since I was a young child. Getting rid of them feels like I'm giving up a part of my identity. And that is amplified because it's saying goodbye to not just business coaching, but to a long career as a business writer. So I'm guessing this decision will make me feel sad and a bit off balance. The Knight of Cups can also represent someone who is easily overwhelmed by their emotions. So in the short term, donating my books has the potential to make me feel overwhelmingly sad and a bit weepy. That's good to know, but it is definitely a scenario that I will survive. Card number 4 is about the long-term positive effects of my decision to get rid of my books, and I drew the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is about carrying heavy burdens. Here we see a young man holding 10 wands in front of him in the most uncomfortable manner possible and trying to move forward. Yet it's almost impossible because of the way he's holding the wands and the fact that his head is downward. Plus 2 of the wands are literally dragging on the ground and creating a lot of friction. In some ways, this is what I was doing with my desire to create book reviews. I kept getting stuck, particularly by Amazon's decision not to let me publish reviews. The idea had become a lot harder than it needed to be. I see the long-term effects of getting rid of my books as feeling like a burden has lifted. Yes, there will be physically less stuff in the house, which is nice. But picture this guy without the burden of the wands. He can walk comfortably with his face upwards and actually see where he's meant to go. He's focused on the wands he's pushing forward and his head is downcast. Without the wands, he can enjoy the clear blue sky and also the landscape in front of him. Maybe he's meant to do more in life than exhaust himself by carrying wands. Another thing about the Ten of Wands is that it is a stage card. Pamela Coleman Smith, the illustrator of the deck, was into theater, and this character appears to be on a stage. So I think that he is struggling with his burdens in a public setting because he feels like that's what people expect him to do. I feel like donating my books means that I'm giving up on what I feel like society believes that I should be doing. After all, I have a business degree, so shouldn't I be using that to help people grow their businesses instead of reading tarot cards? Also, I purchased these books and haven't read them, which is highly wasteful. But when I think about it, these are self-created burdens, and it doesn't make sense that they should hold me back. I see the Ten of Wands as a hugely positive sign that getting rid of my books will be a good long-term decision. My focus has changed from business coach to tarot work. Donating the books means that I will be getting rid of a burden. I don't need societal expectations or old books standing between the business coach that I used to be and the tarot reader that I want to be moving forward. Card number 5 is about the long-term negative effects of the decision, and I drew the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card about pain, ending, and hitting rock bottom. It doesn't get much worse than laying on a beach with 10 swords stabbed along your spine. The person has clearly reached a crisis point, but the upside is that once things have gotten this bad, the only way out is up. This crisis can be followed by release, transformation, and renewal. I see the negative long-term effects of giving away my books is that I will need to accept that I hit rock bottom. I need to accept that the work I did as a business coach wasn't financially successful, despite how much I wanted it to be. It really was time to lay down and admit defeat, which I did when I shut down my business. Thankfully, those unfortunate circumstances led me to something that I've been interested in for more than 20 years, which is studying tarot. So I think the only downside is that giving away my books makes it feel that things are final. It is a big step to accepting that my business coaching days are over and I'm not going to be going back. Yes, that is tough, but I've already done that. I'm already committed to learning tarot. Giving away my books will give me more physical and psychological space to move ahead. So it's not a big negative as far as I can see. Card number 6 is the final card and represents the overall likely result of choosing to donate my business books. And I got the Five of Cups reversed. The Five of Cups reversed is one of the few tarot cards that means something more positive in the reverse position. It is about letting go of past regrets and disappointments in life, and instead of focusing on what we have lost, focusing on new opportunities on the horizon. I see this as a tremendously positive card that signifies that the outcome of giving away my business books is that I am healing from past hurts and stepping into the next phase of my life. And I'm free to focus on something that I've wanted to study for a long time, which is tarot. So let's summarize how this reading has answered the question, should I donate my business books to the library sale? And I see the answer as an emphatic yes. The first card I pulled was the Three of Pentacles reversed. With this card, I dug deep into why I found the decision to part with my books to be so difficult. And I realized that it's because my self-esteem was heavily linked to these books. Donating them meant that I was giving up my tools to help people grow their businesses and also my status as an important knowledge keeper. So that was good insight as to why I was hesitant to let the books go. The second card is about the immediate positive effects of donating my books. And I got the Judgment card. So the immediate positive of donating my books is that it will be a transformational experience and will move me forward toward what the angels are telling me is my calling in life, which is tarot. The third card is about the immediate short-term negative effects of my decision to donate my books, and I pulled the Knight of Cups reversed. Overall, donating my books has the potential to make me feel sad and a bit weepy, but that's not a big issue compared to the upside. Card 4 is about the long-term positive effects of the decision to get rid of my books, and I drew the 10 of Wands. This tells me that donating my books will mean that I will be getting rid of the burden of my expectations for myself and also what society expects me to do. Donating my books will be a huge relief. Card 5 is about the long-term negative effects of the decision, and I drew the 10 of Swords. So I think the only downside is that giving away my books means accepting that my business coaching days are over and I'm not going to be going back. Yes, that's tough, but I've already done that. I'm already committed to learning tarot. Giving away my books will give me more physical and psychological space to move ahead. So it's not that big a negative as far as I can see, although perhaps I will regret my decision at some point in the future. If that is true, it's not like I'm donating family heirlooms. They're books. Worst case is that I can repurchase the ones that I feel like I'm missing. Card 6 is the final card and represents the overall likely result of choosing to donate my business books. And I got the 5 of Cups reversed. I see this as a tremendously positive card. It signifies that the outcome of giving away my business books is that I am healing from past hurts and stepping into the next phase of my life. And I am free to focus on something that I've wanted to do for a long time, which is this. I hope that this video gave you some ideas that you can apply to your tarot practice about whether or not you can get rid of things that are no longer serving you. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you learned. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love to have you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss anything. I'll see you next time.